German court has dropped the sexual assault charges against two Algerian brothers who had been accused of sexual offences during New Year's Eve celebrations in Cologne. The sexual assault charges were dropped due to a lack of evidence, but the brothers were sentenced to 6 months probation for theft. They'd been charged for groping a woman in the central train station with around 10 other men. More than 1,000 criminal complaints were filed in Cologne and blamed largely on foreigners. The incident inflamed tensions over Germany's refugee policies. Ira Spritzer is following the story from Berlin. He says despite the number of allegations, this could be one of the only cases that make it to court.
The 26-year-old Algerian man was the first to face trial as a result of allegations of sexual assault stemming from the chaotic scene in the city of Cologne on New Year's Eve. However, the state has apparently dropped the sexual assault charges because the victim was not able to recognize her alleged attacker. So he is still being charged on some other counts, but the sexual assault charge has apparently been dropped. And this may be one of the very few cases to actually make it to trial. And the reason for that is despite the hundreds of complaints from women about what happened that night, the police and the authorities have said it's extremely difficult to gather as evidence. They've reviewed over 1,000 hours of video footage, but it's dark, it's a very chaotic situation, there's firecrackers going off, so it's very hard to establish the type of evidence that they would need to take it to trial. And in fact, there's only one more person who will probably see trial because of what happened that night. Now, despite the fact that there might not be very many trials, it has had a major effect both on public opinion as well as it did lead to a tightening of some German asylum laws. The countries of Morocco, Tunisia, and Algeria, where many of the attackers appear to have been from, they have now been declared, or they will soon be declared, safe countries of origin, which means people from those North African countries will not be able to apply for asylum in Germany or will have their claims swiftly rejected. So that's one change as a result of the Cologne sexual assaults. However, in terms of the legal repercussions to those people, not much, does not seem to be much chance for authorities to continue on along those lines.